Sceptres are shown in ceremonial reliefs given to the neter in exchange for or in offering spiritual empowerment. Depending on the context of neteru, the wands or sceptres of the neteru may represent a specific action that affects the recipient. Hundreds of vignettes at the Abydos temple depict Seti I in the presence of the neteru, with different ornamentations in each scene. The netter's sceptre or wand explains much about the manifestation of its power on earth, the extension of its principle to the physical realms at the temple or tomb. The principle is intended for human use in the reliefs found at these places and is placed in the hands of royal, started, or deceased individuals, who are then provided direct access to the netter's power. The ankh pointing toward or placed on the netter is the most obvious example. These examples have two distinct meanings. By pointing the wand toward the person, you are metaphorically infusing life or the specific power represented by the netter. The wand was placed over the head, denoting the awakening of the netter's principle from within. Besides the historical connotations and regional design of clothing, clothing also possesses a deep symbolism, as a symbol of latent or hibernating conditions buried deep within the layers or recesses of the physical form. The swathed body is highly symbolic. These are the most common depictions of Sokar, Asar, and Ptah. Neteru is sometimes depicted as seated or throned as another symbol of their function, within the sacred scene where they are found. Here, the neter on the throne presides over the environment, controlling the other principles present. Worship of animals. According to Herodotus, in no other land of the ancient world was there such a profusion of animal worship as Egypt. The modern prejudice that ancient people lacked a fundamental understanding of nature and natural forces reinforces the impression that this activity comprised most of Egypt's religious activity. The material form of power describes only its effect on the physical world in symbolistic thinking. The power in subtler worlds is much less limited and much more accessible. It expresses both principle and function in physical activity as observed in nature. Consequently, netters can take on animal forms. Symbolists propose that certain animal species exhibit an exceptional proliferation of sacred functions. To a human observer, this illustrates how the senses may attain superhuman, exalted levels, where the neteru exists in pure form, not animal. Because of their highly developed olfactory lobes, reptilian life is characterized by a strong focus on smell. There is a connection to earth phenomena because reptiles are land creatures. The exaltation of the sense of smell is essential to achieving mastery in the earth plane, according to Hermetics. In Egypt, the process for achieving this was known as scent alchemy, which is today known as aromatherapy. Here are some other correlations. Egypt's preeminence of cats in iconography is because of the animal's superiority, which is confirmed by modern science. Its brain structure is the same as that of a human being, and its 9 lives in popular modern superstition correspond to the 9 neurofunctions observed by feline researchers: smell, taste, touch, temperature, balance, sight, hearing, direction, and time. Cats possess latent psychic abilities, and these senses which make up their legendary psychic nature. In reality, the neteru represents a vast array of latent human abilities associated with physical senses that function as communication bridges with supra-corporeal realms.